Scotty. You're not. And today we pay tribute to a lost franchise. The DCEU. That's right. For Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, I said Empire, and the Lost Kingdom is the final film in the DCEU that started all the way back in 2013. So 10 years, it lasted at least as long as Marvel did by the time Endgame came out. And I think that's why people, or at least, not Endgame, Infinity War came out in 2018. That's 10 years. And I think that's why some people are down on this, because people are like, oh, this is the last movie. And I don't know what they were expecting, because a lot of people, this goes out with the whimper. Yeah. As it comes to being an end cap to the entire franchise, yeah, it goes out with a whimper. It's not, because it's not supposed to end this franchise. I know people were expecting. As a sequel to the first Aquaman that came out in 2018, it's actually pretty good. I don't know why I keep saying this every time I review a goddamn superhero movie, but everybody keeps shitting on the superhero movies, and I think that's superhero movie fatigue. That is superhero fatigue, and people just, every time, except for Guardians of the Galaxy, for some fucking reason, that movie got praised left and right, and by every nutsack. I don't know. It got praise, and it deserves it, but every other comic book movie that came out this year got shat on, and there was no reason for it. Just about every single one of them were decent to good movies. The Flash. Oh, it's terrible. Its lead actor is a bad person, therefore it's got to be a bad movie, and the CGI sucked. Well, Andy Muschietti defended that. Oh, he's just covering his ass. Sure, fine, whatever. But it's still a good movie. Oh, Blue Beetle, it's not big and grand. It's not supposed to be. It's not supposed to be. It's just the little movie that could, right? And it's fine. Nothing impressive. Ant-Man and the Wasp. Oh, Kang's supposed to be bigger than that. Well, if you consider that that's not supposed to be the actual Kang, although, seeing as we might not get a payoff to that, who knows? That's still a decent film in my opinion. Anything else? What you got? Yes, I can't remember anymore that came out. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. That's the other one. Alright? That's the other one that came out that people are, praising. And that's fine. That's decent. It's a good movie. It was in my top 10 of the year. This wouldn't have made it. But I just need them to stop hating on all superhero movies that come out. Everybody is just shitting all over them. Alright? I thought this was good. Alright? So, here's the story of a man named Brady. No, here's the story of how we went to see this movie. So, we're not actually celebrating our Christmas until the 6th, because my sister is coming up from Iowa with her boyfriend, and they want to do it then, so we're going to do it then. So we're not doing anything on Christmas. I'm recording this the 24th, it's going up on the 24th. We're not doing anything on Christmas. So we decided we're going to go see a movie for Christmas. And Aquaman, being as that we all saw it together as family, although I saw it first by myself here at this theater. I also went here too. That we should go see Aquaman. It fits, because we saw the first one together, we see the second one together. And yeah, so that's what it was. And then plans got switched, and I never get told anything, so we did it yesterday, on the 23rd, instead of tomorrow, which will be the 25th, because we're going to have a dinner. We're going to have a steak and seafood dinner for Christmas, and my son gets one present. We're going to give him one present, then I got him. I got him more than one present, but one of the presents that I got him, he's going to open. That's what I'm saying. I got him quite a few things. I think I got him like 5 things today. Last minute shopping. What do you know? Although I am planning on giving him a gag gift. I just have to get it all ready to go and everything. But should be You gotta get, because every year he says, I say, what do you want for Christmas? I don't know. So you know what? This year I'm gonna give it to him. Hope he doesn't watch this video. Anyway, so Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Okay, so just to tell you where I stand with the first one, great film. I think it's one of the best. I think it's in my top 5 the last time I checked of the DCEU films. This one is just about as good, if not on par, with that one. It's got the same director. It's got the same actors. It's got that same feel. You know, it's also a globetrotting movie like the first one was, only instead of the turd shooter, Amber Turd, we have Orm, who has better chemistry with Jason Momoa than she ever did. In 3 different appearances with him, if you count the Snyder Cut, where she strangely had a British accent. It didn't have in any other versions of her character had the British accent, except for in that version of the movie. I don't know. Here, when I saw the trailer, I did kind of roll my eyes, because it's like, okay, what happened? He's got a family. He's got a kid. Why are we giving him a kid? Why are we doing this? Why? I am sick of we're giving superheroes kids. They're now planning, MCU is now planning a Young Avengers. Why do we need that? Nobody wants that. I mean, people are asking for it, but we don't need it. We don't need it. You know, and that's the problem, is that they are throwing out these projects willy-nilly. And I think it's going to be the downfall of James Gunn's too, because his DCEU, his cinematic universe, is all personal projects to him. Projects he wants to do and not the ones he should do. It's what he wants, not what he needs. And now Marvel is doing that same thing, where it's like, oh, we want ones that are popular, so they're throwing out popular stuff. But it's not working in a connected universe, like with all the TV shows that they've been doing, right? You know, take Hawkeye. That was a show to set up Haley Steinfeld's character. But then they introduced Echo, and there was, I don't know, maybe about 3 people who liked that character, so they decided to give her a spin-off, which nobody cares about, so they released all of them at the same time. And guess what? No one's watching it. And then they put out a 2nd season of What If, because that was popular in season 1. The episode titles caught me, so I'm not watching it. So yeah, they're doing what people want and what personal things we want, but you gotta think of the overall universe. Anyway, the kid thing. I rolled my eyes when I saw it. I'm like, why are we putting a UN in to get to this? But surprisingly, the kid is not that big of a thing in it. Yes, it is a plot device later, which is very obvious what they're gonna do with it. But especially when they call out what is needed to summon this evil Sea King thing, right? And that's gonna lead to my negatives a little bit. So it is essentially, the plot is that Arthur has a family now. He's married. That was not off screen, mostly because nobody wants to say I do to Amber Heard on screen, so they did it off screen. And then he has a baby, because nobody wants to admit to having sex with Amber Heard on screen. So now he has a child with her, and they are raising it in a lighthouse with his father, and his mother is also there. Nicole Kidman is back, and so is her bad plastic surgery. I'm sorry, her face looks like melted wax. I don't know what to do. There's a scene where she shows up and she's supposed to be emoting sadly, but her face looks like melted ice cream, for God's sake. Why do people keep doing these bad plastic surgeries to their face? And why do they think I used to have a crush on Nicole Kidman back when she showed up in Batman Forever. Sure, she was old enough to be my mother, but still. You see her in that muumuu? You see that she was naked underneath those sheets? Now, melted ice cream face. What happened? Why do people gotta get plastic surgery? It doesn't make your face look better. You were better before you got the plastic surgery. I'm just saying, stop it. And if you think my rants on plastic surgery are gonna stop, Not until they stop. Okay? Anyway, yeah, so that is the plot of what's going on now in Aquaman's life. He's married, he has a case, taking care of it with his family. Meanwhile, Black Manta, whose name was David Kane, and I did not know that, is now looking underneath the sea to get revenge. He's looking for something. It's called orichalcum, which is going to lead one of the more eye-rolling moments when it said what it did. It's like, oh, really, we're doing this. But it's this ancient stuff that releases greenhouse gases into the atmosphere and causes global warming. Which is why the Atlanteans stopped using it. And that is the plot of this movie, is that Black Manta is using that to heat the planet so he can release some evil, god-like Atlantean bad guy from the lost kingdom of Atlantis that was so bad that they hid it and never spoke of it again. And when they revealed that this was the ultimate bad guy, I went, why couldn't this just be, and for the most part it is, but why couldn't it just be about Black Manta getting revenge on Aquaman for what happened to his dad? That would have been more compelling. That is his villainous, that is what drives him to keep going, right? But when they introduce that he's doing this, not only that, but he's causing global warming to release this evil bad guy from the ice, right? Why do we need this big bad creature guy when we already have a villain? Because once they release this guy, it undermines everything that Black Manta did in the rest of the film, because now this guy's the big bad to beat, and Black Manta gets swooshed to the side. And I just think that if, because one of the complaints in the first one was that Black Manta didn't get enough screen time. He attacked, got kicked to the side, and Orm was the main villain. Okay, now he's the main villain, but then once again, he got kicked to the side, so another big Atlantean bad guy can show up. And why couldn't it be? Okay, if you want this big Atlantean bad guy, why couldn't it be that there was a hook to it? That when he released him, he didn't have a physical form, so it goes in, because they even kind of go with it, that this staff is controlling him. So why can they make it when he breaks open the ice and uses the blood of the royal blood, which is only in Aquaman or Orm, and the baby. So I'm like, of course they're gonna take the baby. He takes the baby, which I think they kind of gave away in the trailer. So I thought that was gonna be his big plot, is he steals the baby and they have to get it back. But that's not till the final act that they do that. So, So why couldn't it have been that this thing takes control of him and makes him evil, and he's like this evil Atlantean Black Manta type character? That would have worked better, because then he would still be the villain, controlled by this thing, fighting fighting Aquaman. Fighting Aquaman. Yeah, Black Adam shows up now. Fighting Aquaman for, revenge. Feel like that would have worked, but instead he gets flung aside so that this evil Atlantean thing can rise up and fight them, and yeah. So Aquaman is out to stop Black Manta. The only person he can think of to go to help is his brother Orm, who's being held in a prison, which he has to go rescue him from, and then they have to have this buddy cop type formula where they don't get along, and there's a plot thread where he keeps calling him brother, and he replies to, "I'm not your brother, don't call me brother." Of course, that leads to, at the end of the movie, brother, which I of course saw coming, as well I did them taking the baby, so there's some things you can see coming. But I do, like I said, they have more chemistry on screen than any other time he was on screen with Amber Heard. I'm sorry. You're gonna have more on screen chemistry with the guy who's supposed to be your brother than the other one. supposed to be your freaking love interest, you know. I did not like that they killed off Willem Dafoe off screen. They just say that Volko died in between films. That's it. And they don't give a reason why. And that just because maybe he couldn't come back. And so, like, instead of saying he's off doing something, because when they made this, I don't think it was confirmed this was supposed to be the last one. So they could say he's off world, so he'd come back in another one. But, yeah. But yeah, and it does take the path you think it's going to be. They're going to argue the whole time. By the end, they're going to be brothers. They're going to work together. There's a scene where Ice Cream Drippy Face hugs them, and it's all feeling moments. And then, you know, they work together, you know, that whole thing. And there's even a part where Aquaman tries to help him, and you think it's going to be to help Black Manta. You think it's going to be the moment where he's like, okay, I got to let this go. But he's just like, never, and falls to his death, which kind of works for that character, because if he just, you know, gave in and went, okay, I give up, nah, I'd be kind of meh. And, so, you know, there's got to be a scene where they tease that Orm could turn on them, right? They do that, but it's not with Aquaman. It's with Dolph Lundgren. When he's about to fall, he's like, help me! And he just kind of looks at him and leaves him on the corner, but then he comes back and helps him out. It's like, why was that not with Aquaman? Wouldn't that have meant more if that was with Aquaman? Aquaman says, help me, brother! And he walks off, and then comes around and kicks their ass and then grabs him. That would have meant more than just Mira's father. Also, I did laugh my ass off when Mira got blasted at the beginning. I'm sorry, I'm really not supposed to, because it's supposed to be his wife, but it's Amber Heard. So I laughed my ass off when she got blasted. And I'm like, and being as Dolph Lundgren was her father, and he's standing there over her, I was just thinking, if she dies, she dies. I'm sorry. What am I supposed to do if she's laying there and Dolph Lundgren is standing over her, and I'm thinking, if she dies, she dies. I'm sorry. That's what I think. And I couldn't care less if she died, because to me, fine. It's just a character, right? I wouldn't wish death on the real Amber Heard. No. Anyway, yeah, there was a mid-credit scene. It's nothing teasing anything. There's a thing earlier in the film where they're in the jungle, and he's teaching them how to. Aquaman's teaching them how to feed off the land, so he tells them to eat a cockroach. And so here, you know, and they talk about, when I get done, I'm gonna eat a greasy cheeseburger, and he gets a cheeseburger with extra grease, and that's during the film. But then, I don't know why you get extra grease. That's gross, but whatever. But then the mid-credit scene goes back to him eating the burger. He sees a bug, grabs it, puts it on the burger, and eats it. More crunch. It's a little gag. You wouldn't expect much because it's the final one in the DCEU. Like I said, as a final film for the DCEU, it's a bit of a whimper. But as a sequel to Aquaman, I think it's pretty good. The visuals are still pretty good. A lot of people are complaining about the CGI. It's better than the Flash CGI. It's not better than the movie. The movie itself is not better than the Flash. I like the Flash better than this. You know, look at Michael Keaton, but there's a reason for that. But this was still good. I'm going to give it a very high middle of the road, because I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. And as a sequel to Aquaman, it delivers what you need. You know, and there are some moments, James Wan puts that horror in there, especially when they go into that Lost Kingdom and the creatures that come out, or when they go underneath and they find that stuff. Yeah, no. It works. So, what are your thoughts on Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'm Scotty, and I'll see you in the next one.